Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Masharia. I am working to bring this discussion to live. I am so excited to see you. I can see that the Ubricoin chat is rolling. We are very excited. So I want to ask who is online so that we can begin to have a discussion. Today, would like to have just a plain discussion, group chat. Oh well, if you're online, if you are online, post message here and present to everyone. So let's see who's online. If you're not online, Hangouts, or maybe people are online on Google, I'm not sure, but I'm going to check in a second. So Control C to copy. Let's see, if people want to come on Hangout itself, we can hang out here. So I just want to see where we can send this. If you're online, and this link I just posted to Telegram is how you get directed to Hangout. Otherwise, I know that you would be able to talk. Let's see. We'll be able to connect on YouTube itself through the link I gave you earlier. I just sent you. Whoa. I know we have about 49 people online, so it means that I just sent you. Whoa. Yeah, definitely. I was just checking whether people online. We have about 49 people online, and that's great. I started this hangout channel itself so that we can have live discussions. People can ask questions because when you have just YouTube directly, it does not allow people opportunity to ask questions. So allow me to check things out. And when I check things out this way, I see so multiple screens. But so I just wanted to share the. I want to share my screen for a minute, but that is not working. So we can discuss what's going on in our Telegram group. Our Telegram group is growing inexorably. It's very high speed, and I can see that we have particularly Hannah Mashari from UK. She is very busy adding people. She has added more than 20 people in just a few minutes. Thank you so much, Hannah. We have Mackenzie. This is Bishop Mackenzie Shisumu as well. We have Mr. Wasnai as well. Adding people. We have Alex Miner from St. Paul. This is Engineer Miner. And thank you so much, everyone, for adding so many people very quickly. And if everyone wants to do this, go to your contacts in email contacts. You go to your Gmail. You go to your email. It's the telephone contacts and people on your Twitter, and send them the invitation link. Then we are going to be having a very good time. So the other thing I wanted to find out is whether everyone is okay. Can you hear okay? If you can hear okay, then you can type okay. And if not, we may need to figure out different sound system. But so far, I hope that the sound is reaching to you. We can chat on Telegram itself if you have. Thank you. Steve Biko says that we are live on YouTube and we can see. So, and I don't know if there is how many people are online right now because I cannot tell. But I think I would have to do one thing like shut down the screen sharing I go stop screen sharing. Your screencasting and presenting to everyone. Good idea. But if that's what I'm doing, how are we interacting with everyone else? Um, so now Google tells me that I'm presenting to everyone else. So we can go back to Hangouts. Can everyone speak? Can someone speak? Say hello. I cannot hear anyone. And if I was to go to the control panel again, probably we're just testing this Hangout, see how it works best. It's live. I can see that. I can see that the sound is okay, but I don't hear anyone. I don't see anyone either. I'm not sure if I'm here by myself, but I've had Steve posting. I've seen Steve post on Steve Baker posting on Telegram saying that live on YouTube. This being the case, what I would do. Hello, Doc Hannah. Thank you so much, Hannah. I have seen the work you have done is published. You probably can see there. If you can see, type on Telegram. Yes, I can see. I can see the chat, the Telegram chat here. Oh yeah, I see that Miriam New England, she's typing, and that's Miriam Sioki and Hannah as well. So we can have a live discussion where people are asking questions. It is now exactly 6 p.m. or it's 4 minutes after 6 in Nairobi. Let this hi Hannah. Oh yeah, it says you can see the Telegram. That's great because it means that we can use this method for communication so that we can roll through the Telegram to see who is online, and 1 second also to respond to the questions that were arising during the day and other matters that arose as we had wanted to discuss scaling Ubricoin exchanges and Soko Janja. Because we don't want these meetings to be tiresome, I'd like to limit them to 20 minutes and then we can close in 20 minutes. So maybe by 6:20, 6:25, we shall be out of here. The purpose for having this meeting is to, and we can have them on a daily basis, is to give people updates on what's happening and also to help questions. To many questions are arising. We call them frequently asked questions. So feel free to ask anything in these 20 minutes. And at the same time, I want to have a sense who is online, which I am not able to do right now. Give me a second to see how I can do this. If I stop the Hangout for a minute, stop presenting and stop screencasting, then what happens, I can see myself, but still I cannot see who is online. Are people logged in here? No. Okay, I have an idea what's going on. Okay, the message went to YouTube because Google owns YouTube. That means that what we present through Hangouts also comes to YouTube. Okay, so now because we already have some people online, we're going to just go through this chat, um, the the chart itself, and ask the questions. And of course, it's very important that we address the agenda of today. So today we want to talk about scaling of Ubricoin. How do we make Ubricoin grow? Number two, I want to talk about Soko Janja. And number three, we want to speak about how you participate in making these things go to scale. I want to bring my big book where I write these matters in terms of scaling Soko Janja, which is what we want to begin with. The major plan for scaling Soko Janja is to have WUAs or World Ubricoin Ambassadors. As I explained before, the World Ubricoin Ambassador Program, its intent is to recruit 400 people or so to help spread the word for Ubricoin to the world. We have on one side here in Kenya, where we would need about 200 people. We call them 200 ambassadors. And in the diaspora, we have another 200 ambassadors. In 200, because in Kenya, we have 47 counties. And if you're very successful, we should have at least 3 people in every village. Of course, 3 people in every village would bring us to something like uh, our village is about 1,470 multiplied by 3. That would bring something about 10,000 people. But in the beginning, we hope that these 200 ambassadors will continue to recruit so that by the end of the recruitment period, which would mean that 2024, we can have the whole nation covered. And that would mean that we have agents or ambassadors everywhere, including uh, all the counties and including every village. And that brings us to about 10,000 people working. Right now, we can be conservative. So within this year, by the end of 2019, by December 2019, we hope we can get 200 people helping out the growth and scaling of Ubricoin in the communities in Kenya. And then in the entire diaspora, we have another 200 people. This means that we have people in the United States, at least maybe 1 or 2 people in every state. We can have in states which are densely populated with Kenyans, we can have um, up to 5 people. They become ambassadors of Ubricoin. Say in Massachusetts, we know there's a lot of people, of course, in New Hampshire and in counties related to Massachusetts, New Hampshire, in New England, in Connecticut, and in Rhode Island, you can get a lot of people. Then you see that you can have New England, ambassadors of New England. Then we have ambassadors of the tri-state area, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and New York, including Manhattan, but maybe upstate New York because some of the dwellings in upstate New York are very far. They can have their own ambassador. And then we go down to Washington, D.C. area, Delaware, and Virginia. That's a different set of people. Then as we go further down, we have the Carolinas, we have Georgia, and then all the way down to the Carolinas and Georgia can maybe done together. The state of Georgia has a lot of Kenyans, and so does North Carolina, and then South Carolina. So maybe those could be put together, grouped together. We can have an ambassador in each one of those states, then come down to Florida. And then, we have Alabama, that strip, the southern belt, going down southwest to Texas. And then if you move northwards, you have Kansas, Missouri, we have Kentucky. And then if we go further north towards Ohio, and then Indiana, and then we have Illinois. That's Midwestern states, and then Minneapolis, upper Midwestern, and go to the Dakotas, and then we have in the extreme west, the northern west, places like Seattle, Washington State, Oregon, Montana, and then it's going southwards, California, Nevada, and then New Mexico. So that's roughly the map of United States, and I'm sure I left quite a number of states. It's not a problem, but I think what I'm suggesting is that in the New England Northeast, we have certain people. In the Midwest and Mid-Atlantic region, we have some ambassadors, and then if you go South Atlantic region, including Florida, certain leaders. Then we go to the Midwest, and then we go in the south, south of the Dixie line, and we have some ambassadors. And then as you head west to Texas, and Texas is a very huge state because you can have people in Dallas who've never been out of Dallas, and they don't know people in Austin, and they don't even know people in Houston. So that distribution is very important. Then California is also very important. We have the Northern California, Central California, and the Southern California. All these places need to have some ambassadors. Now, so if you are already in the program in Ubricoin, you already own Ubricoin, you are the best candidates to become an ambassador. That means, and now the reason why you become an ambassador because you will help Ubricoin to grow. And when you help Ubricoin to grow, what's happened is that the Ubricoins that you hold will gain a tremendous value. Now, if in this ambassador program, we shall send you information about how to participate. Number one, you need to send an application because it's like a job, but you'll be paid in Ubricoin. You'll be earning 5,000 Ubricoin per month. That is equivalent of 250,000 shillings or $2,500 in US dollars. And that's a tidy amount of money for just doing something extra on the side. And so you'll be earning 5,000 Ubricoin, and we are also going to rally the Ubricoin such that this 5,000 Ubricoin will be equal to $5,000 in another month or so. And maybe if you are very diligent by December, it will be equal to something tidy. Okay, so again, as a World Ubricoin Ambassador, you will be earning 5,000 Ubricoin, and please to apply, send your application to maxwell.maloba@ubrica.com. Maxwell.maloba@ubrica.com. I can put this in the side chat. And Maxwell.maloba at ubrica.com. So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I cannot see your chat because you are not here in Hangouts. I don't know where the chat disappeared. In any case, what we're going to do is after this, I will go to looking for the chat and maybe respond to your questions if you're already posting questions in the chat. Also, this is we're broadcasting on Hangouts Live, and Hangout Live is it allows you to speak, share your, it's like a Skype conversation. So if you're online, you can talk and say your views. All right, so we are talking about Ubricoin World Ambassador. Of course, we just mentioned Canada, US, and United States. We need, of course, in Canada, we need representatives. We need the Eastern Canada, the Midwest, and the West. And so Canada is very huge, but the population is not so high. We also need a lot of ambassadors in the United Kingdom and other European countries like Sweden. We need people in Holland. We need people in Germany. We need people in Switzerland, wherever Kenyans are. Now, if we have an ambassador or two or even five in each one of those nations, you're going to help Kenyans to acquire Ubricoin, and then we can drive this economy. And so, what will you do as an ambassador of Ubricoin? You will tell people about Soko Janja. You will tell people about Soko Janja. You will tell them that we have an online market that posts things from Kenya and help them to help their families down here in Kenya to post things online. And you will also help people in your ambassadorial country, like where you are, to post things to Soko Janja. Now, as we discussed yesterday, we do not allow people to post things directly for themselves online. We have centralized that issue because we have seen other online marketplaces getting people posting things independently out there, and they post things that they don't have. Some people are not very honest. They are crooks. And so if they post pictures of things they don't have and someone orders those things and pays for them, it becomes a problem. To avoid that problem, we want to make sure that the posting of things on Soko Janja is centralized. And you can send things by phone. You can take pictures by phone. People can take pictures by phone for the things they're making, whether it's furniture, whether it's shirts like this one, whatever they are making, and then they post them to WhatsApp to a telephone number that will give you is +254 755 844 017. 254 755 844017. So when you do that, then they are going to be listed by Ubrica team in the office, the Soko Janja team in the Nairobi office where I'm broadcasting from right now. Okay, so in order for you to earn the 5,000 Ubricoin, you have to enroll at least 20 people for that month into Soko Janja. You can tell as many as 100 people, but let's help 20 people to enroll in Soko Janja, and you'll be earning 20. You'll be earning 5,000. Now, the other job you would have to do, or you would like to do, is to explain Ubrica shares to your immediate community. Explain Ubrica shares to your immediate community. Explaining Ubrica shares is helping people in your community understand that companies are built with shares. The shares are the building block of companies, and we have shares that we have authorized, and those shares we shall send them to the public market in 2024 or earlier, depending on the performance, on how we're performing. But of course, the performance itself that we are talking about is the support performance, and the support performance relies on a Ubrica community. We would need to show the government, and say the US government specifically, that if we put our share in the marketplace, it is going to have support, the support base, which means that is a significant number of people, such that when we register the stock in the stock exchange, in this case, we are talking about the National Association of Securities Dealers, a quotation index, which is NASDAQ in the United States. If for the NASDAQ to agree to register our stock, it has to show that we have done some serious homework in sensitizing the people all over the world who would be supporters of the Ubrica project itself. So, sensitizing the people means that we have some people who are holding the shares, and they would come in and support the organization as we go along. Now, the other thing that you want to do is to speak to the UBN holders, people who are holding UBN right now, and those are people you probably have invited, or you yourself have been invited by someone else to hold UBN, and we want we want to support UBN in the marketplace. And to support UBN, the one thing is that we have to increase the number of people who are holding UBN, a number of people who are transacting UBN, a number of people who are helping UBN interact with the UBN contract itself on the Ethereum blockchain. One way to now people who are holding UBN, we can increase them by, I don't know what these dogs are thinking, they're just yelling behind me. Okay, we can increase the number of people holding UBN by selling things on Soko Janja. Now, as we have discussed earlier, it is very important that everyone who is holding UBN sell their things on Soko Janja, or list their things for sale on Soko Janja. What that will do is to help, first of all, is to help the trade of the UBN itself. With the trade of the UBN itself, one thing is that when you sell something and you put UBN and you get paid in UBN, you will have UBN. Yeah? And that way, you can have UBN by doing that. Other people who don't have UBN and maybe they're coming in a Telegram group right now, they can buy UBN directly from those people who have it. If you miss the free giveaway, buy UBN from anyone in the group, and you can pay. You can buy UBN directly and pay back in fiat currency like Kenya shillings, or you can pay back in US dollar. The point is that you need to get UBN before it goes wildly crazy expensive in a few months. Okay, so that is two ways I've said how you can get UBN. Number one, you can sell things on Soko Janja, and I said UBN you can put Soko Janja almost like a yard sale, just like the way eBay started. If you're around when eBay was starting, you remember that eBay was a yard sale. that went online. So yard sale in the United States, a very popular concept in the spring season, where people bring out all their winter things or winter collections, and they put them outside on the front yard, and then people walk about on the streets, going from yard to yard, buying the things they would like to buy. Now, instead of having that front yard sale, eBay came and helped the people to post whatever they have to sell. And of course, eBay has been very, very successful. And so, if you are, say, in the Western countries, you have some things you want to sell, you're not using the house, even if you're here in Kenya and you have things you know that you have, and they're just lying in your household, but because people buy things and then they end up not using them at all for a long time, and you shall never use them. So put those things on and list them on Soko Janja. If you're having trouble listing your products or services on Soko Janja, call +254 755 844 017. That's the telephone number. Call +254 755 844 017. When you call that number, the people in Soko Janja will help you to make your list. Do not keep things in your household that you're not using. It is not helpful. But when you have, you can receive UBNs. So that's a way of another way of increasing UBNs in your pocket. And then, of course, the third way is buying UBN from exchanges. Now, I'm very excited today because we have had several positive reviews by people on exchanges. We have made application to about 25 exchanges in this world. These exchanges are in different countries. Some are in the Eastern Bloc, that China, of course, South Korea and Japan, and then in European countries, in Russia, and we have, of course, Western Europe, Russians, and the United States. Okay, and now we started putting these applications beginning of the month, which is only about 10 days ago, and we have received favorable responses. Some of them are ready to release us as soon as this week, and that is amazing. Okay, it's great work, because when when a UBN is listed on an exchange, then you can go and sell your UBNs to the exchange. But there's no point of going to an exchange to sell UBN if you haven't told everybody else in your network that now the UBN is registered on an exchange and you can go and buy it there. So it's your duty as much as possible to tell people in your community that UBN is now listed. And if you have access to the media, say the traditional media, the TV, the radio stations, and if you have access to newspaper people or whatever, journalists, I know we are very many, so there must be many of us in this group who have access to media, and all their friends, have friends who have in the media. Send information to them, tell them, hey, this thing is getting listed, and then let the world know that the UBN that you're holding is listed. It is by that shared responsibility, like all of us, when they're together, is that by sharing this work, that the UBN is going to become active. Because since right now, I believe that all of us here in the Telegram group have UBN, we have a supreme duty to make sure that everyone in the world knows about it. Okay, so there's no being quiet, and there is no waiting in the dark. It doesn't help. Okay, now some of the exchanges that have given us, we have positive reviews. The UBN itself, we got excellent review for the white paper. We have been reported that our white paper is excellent. Okay, it has been reported by reviewers from different countries that the contract itself, the UBN contract, is excellent. Can you believe it? Now give yourself a pat in the back, because excellent is not a small rating. There was nothing that was rated poor. It's either excellent or good. And so we're good to go, and we're excellent. So UBN is an excellent token. When it's rated excellent, it means that its uptake in the market is going to be very swift. We shall be releasing a document tomorrow to show you exactly how you participate in driving the value of UBN. I'll just hint to you briefly. One, is that uh, let us use the UBN by sending it to others and sending it to the smart contract itself, like from the Ubricoin. You have already done that. For example, people paying for seminars. I just saw a question on Telegram. Can I pay for someone if I'm not the one coming for the seminar? Yes. You can even pay for 5 people. People who haven't received UBN, so they come and learn. And everyone who comes to the seminar, like the one we had on Monday, we invite him or her to become to join the ambassador program, to join the Ubrica, the World Ubricoin Ambassador Program. So, so pay for people with Ubricoin, setting it to smart contract, because this is going to stimulate the price sensitivity on the Ether scan itself, not say on the Ethereum blockchain. Already we're doing very well because we saw that we sent a lot of Ubricoin to a lot of people, and the number of Ubricoin receivers went up like a rocket. Okay, and you saw that because I shared that on Telegram last week. But right now, what we want is the number of Ubricoin receivers to match the number of Ubricoin senders. Okay, so the second thing you want to do is to buy goods and services on Soko Janja with Ubricoin. This means that if we buy goods and services on Soko Janja, and for those people who don't have not heard about Soko Janja, which I doubt at this point anyone has not, is our online marketplace for promoting Kenyan-made goods and services. So we can increase the amount of money that's available in people's pockets so they can afford to pay for their healthcare. Now we're saying that if you bought goods and paid with Ubricoin, and then someone receives Ubricoin, then the receiver and the sender is ratio is 1-to-1. Okay, that ratio of receiver and sender being 1-to-1 is very important in valuation of a currency. If the currency is having only receivers and no senders, maybe there's only one person sending, this means that it doesn't have value as you'd like to say. But if the coin is being received by as many people as you're sending, it means that these are genuine transactions. And as you see, we are being evaluated by many people. So many people are doing analysis, and we have so far come out as excellent. To continue with that excellence, we want you to sell things on Soko Janja and you get paid in Ubricoin. So the person paying you in Ubricoin is going to receive Ubricoin, and you are going to send Ubricoin to them. As you can see in that transaction, is one person sending, one person receiving. When one person sends, one person receives, we have a 1-to-1 ratio of senders and receivers. And then that coin is rated excellent again. Okay, so we want to go in this second quarter of 2019 to gain this valuation of excellence, because you are selling what you have through Soko Janja and someone else is buying your things through Soko Janja. Similarly, you are buying something through Soko Janja and someone is selling something to you through Soko Janja. Right now, we have about 5,000 people who are participating in this program, and we don't have to have all the 5,000 people selling and buying, but you, as an individual, let us work together and create value for the coin that's going to help us. The other way to increase value of the Ubricoin is to trade it through among ourselves. Okay, and this is a very interesting. We have checked so many of these smart contracts and people making coins. Some of them are buying their own coins to get ether. Okay, they are let me start again. They are selling their own coins to the people in their own team, and then they get ether. Say, for example, I sell my UBNs to you, and you buy my UBN. I get ether, and you get what? UBN, although you still have it. And so we have teams in companies, organizations, associations of people who are buying and selling back. And of course, that's creating an artificial value. But it is also creating the practice. And what we would like to do is create a team of in our Telegram group of people who are buying Ubricoin through decentralized exchanges, and I've seen a lot of people um, talking about being able to selling their UBN. Let us help those people sell their UBNs. So if we help the people who are holding UBN, what happens is that they get Ether, and then when they get Ether, they can turn around and buy some more UBN or do some other things. But it would be tragic if we are selling within ourselves, within our circle, for people to get the Ether, and then they take the Ether out of the network. What many of people are doing is to buy their coins with Ether, and of course they're trading with each other as a matter of practice. It's a matter of so everyone knows how to practice working with the decentralized exchanges. And by Friday, we shall have come up with a solution to this because it requires some initial amount of fiat currency to buy the Ether. But we can invest in buying a certain amount of Ether among ourselves, and then we help people who are trying to sell the UBN, and then what happens when they sell the UBN, they get Ether. They give the team that is doing that the UBN, and then the team members would also sell those UBNs and get Ether, and they get the Ether back. So if you have an honest group of people who are not going to divert the Ether out of the group, then we would have internal or intrinsic market being created, which is what we're looking for, where UBN is converting to Ether. The way to do this is to go to decentralized exchanges like LedgerDex or either Delta or ForkDelta.com, and when you go there, you are able to buy or trade from decentralized exchanges. A few weeks ago, we gave you a list of about 10 decentralized exchanges. We shall post them again with a description of how to do it, and then we can start buying UBN. Now, for those people who are joining Telegram now and they do not have UBN, it's your great opportunity to learn how to buy UBN on the decentralized exchanges. Okay, another way to create value for UBN is to trade among other people who are not holders of UBN. As I'm sure by the end of next week, we shall have been listed by several exchanges in Kenya and outside Kenya, and we there you can go and sell orders and see who is going to buy from different countries. But you have to really push the envelope here because it decentralized exchanges, people in countries like Russia, in China, in South Korea, in Japan, of course, we have to give them the good reason for them to hold the UBN. And that's what we should be working on. So we shall be submitting to you a document by the end of the day tomorrow, explaining to you what I've just said, how to sell Ubricoin within group or within ourselves or among ourselves. We trade it among ourselves, and then how to trade Ubricoin without ourselves or outside the group. That means that with other people in other countries, like Russia, Europe, United States, China, South Korea, Japan, and the like. Well, that's it for today because I said that I will speak for only 20 minutes. I see I have spoken for 10 minutes more because I'm speaking slowly and I have some technical issues to resolve here. I don't know which ones. All right. Thank you so much. I hope everyone was listening. We'll stop broadcasting right